Hey everybody, good morning. Welcome back to um, my playthrough of Stonewall Jackson's Way 2, the Cedar Mountain scenario. This is going to be turn 2 of 3. The last video we did turn 1, and let's recap before we continue on with turn 2. So what you have down here is you have the rebels are making a move towards Culpeper. The Union Army, I would have to say, in turn 1 was the more mobile of the two armies. They've gotten a lot of their units where they need to be, but they're not completely set up defensively. And as you can see, Sigel's Corps is still back here despite rolling well. Milroy, Shank, Steinware, and Schertz. Ricketts was not able to move in turn 2, and he will be able to move, in turn 1, he will be able to move now. And Gregg and Lawton are stuck in their corner. And Ewell is languishing down here. He needs to get up and get into the fight. So let's go. It's turn 2. This is what I call the decisive turn. For who's going to come out on top. What happens here is probably going to determine who's going to be the victor in this scenario. So let's move along. I'm going to increase the resolution now that you've seen the big picture. We're going to go really big. I don't know if we want to go that big. Let's just go like that. Let's do that. All right, so now that we're on turn 2, there's certain things that aren't in effect. Like, for instance, you don't have to stop at fatigue 2, okay? You can do force marches, and Ricketts is now available for the Union. Okay, so here we go. We're going to get right into it with the initiative die roll. Here we go. As always, the rebels are the first number, the Federals are the last number. Okay, here we go. So it's a 2-2, it's a tie. That gives the first initiative to the rebels. And I guess what they're going to do, the first thing that they want to do here is get Ewell up there. So he needs a big roll. Here's his fatigue marker. He needs a big roll, and he's going to be a 1 die +1. Here we go. Gets the big 5, not bad. So he gets to move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a good roll, but well, he is in Jackson's command radius now, so I guess that's all that matters. Okay, initiative die roll. 5, 6, Union. Wow. Okay, so the first thing that they want to do is they want to get Ricketts involved. They're going to take off his breastworks build. He's not going to stay there. Give him a fatigue marker and get him moving. Ricketts is a powerful unit at manpower strength of 18. They want to get him involved. Here's his 1 die roll. Here we go. He gets a 4. All right, so yeah, I'm going to pull out the book right now and get the rule book out. I need to find some information out. Get one of these charts out real quick. It's just the when he enters Culpeper, how many points he's going to have to pay, and it's on one of these charts. Wood Swamp Mountain City clears, so it's going to be 1 extra point. He's going to pay 1 extra point to enter Culpeper. All right, fair enough. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So Ricketts is now in Culpeper. Initiative die roll. 5-1 rebels. Okay, so here we go. Here's where it gets serious. How are the rebels going to deal with Augur and Williams and the main cavalry? How are they going to do it? What to do? So I thought, I've given this some thought, and do not know what I want to do. I have several different things that I can do here. I do not want to attack Augur straight on. So here's what they're going to do. Okay, Jackson is going to activate Winder. Yeah, yeah, it's going to be a core march with all three of these guys. So, fatigue marker, Winder, fatigue marker, and Yule's going to go to 2. Now, the thing is that Jackson does reach Yule, and if he goes through 1124, 1224, and then into 1324, he reaches Winder. So we're gonna have the core march right here. Would really like a big number, and here we go. So it's 1 die plus 2. They get the 6. That's huge. Wow, they get an 8 here. How are they gonna play it? Wow. How are they going to play it? All right. Let's do this. Okay, so Winder is going to go first. Okay, Winder is going to go first. He's got 8 points. I should get a die or something here to keep track of my points. So he's got 8 points. He's going to threaten Maine, the Maine cavalry, and the Maine cavalry is going to get the hell out of Dodge. Yeah, they're getting out of Dodge, so they're going to retreat. Okay, so Maine cavalry is going to roll. Here's their die. Did they just roll a 6? One moment. I think they just rolled a 6. They did roll a 6. Okay, so the Maine cavalry is a 6 plus 1 for the Creek, so they're a 7, but they are a small unit, which takes away 2, so they're a 5. So let's, he flips disorganized. He picks up a fatigue marker, and he's got to retreat 4 to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they'll retreat to right there. Now let's revisit their roll. They rolled a 6. They had 1 for the Creek as a 7, minus 2 for being a small unit, so that gave them a 5. 5 halved. It costs Winder 2 movement points. Winder had 8 movement points, so he gets to. What is he going to do? What are you going to do, Winder? What are you going to do, Winder? Well, he's going to go right there is what he's going to do. So that costs him all of his points. Or, well, wait a minute. No, that's not going to cost all of his points. He's going to go here, which is going to cost him 2, 1 on the road and 1 for moving out of a zone of control. So he now has 4 movement points left, and he's going to go right there. That's going to cost him, well, it'll cost him 3. So he has 1 movement point left, but he's done because he's now returned to the zone of control. Well, and now Jackson is going to move. What is he going to do? He's got 8 points. Well, it looks like he's actually a 4. He's going to go here. That's 2. 1 to leave a zone of control. 1 on the road. 2, 3. He's going to go right there. So he's used 3 points. It gives him 5 points. He's going to do a prepared 1, 2, 3. He's going to do a prepared on what is this, Williams right here? He's going to do a prepared. Let me get one piece of information out. Looking for flanking attacks right here, and they are going to get a +2 for the flank. I can tell you right now, because I see it's a clearly written diagram which shows exactly what they are. The 2 enemy units exert Zoc into the 5 shaded hexes adjacent to the defender. Okay, the final. Okay. All right, so it's gonna be a +2 for flank. So Jackson is going to do a prepared attack on Williams. Now let's do some math here. I'm actually going to pull out a pen and let me write this down. So Williams, Jackson, I'm going to put +2 flank, okay? And then Williams gets a +1 for being across a creek. All right, and then so the ratio is 18-4. 4 goes into 18 4 times, so it's a +3 for ratio. Okay, and then it's going to be a +1 for tactical. Yeah, because Banks is a 3, Jackson's a 4. It's a +1 for tactical, and then what else do we have? Oh, +1 for prepared attack. Okay, prepared attack. I think that's all it is. Let me look at the information right here. Combat modifiers, combat charts. So flank attack bonus, yes. Oh, we didn't look at artillery. We didn't look at artillery. Okay, that's the one thing I missed. So, Williams is on a clear, and his artillery is a 2. Jackson is AP Hill's a 4. And Winder is a 2, so it's 6-2 on clear. That's a +4 on clear. Let's see what we have. +4 on clear is no effect. Okay, our artillery is no effect. Let's go back to again. I want to see what my combat charge. Just go through flank, artillery, defenders, flanks, refuse, assault, action, ratio, attacks, marine turn, prepared. Okay, and they get 1 for being across a creek. Okay, so the difference here is that cancels that out. It's a +6 on this attack. That's what I'm seeing, +6. 2 flank, 3 ratio, 1 tack, 1 prepared. It's 2, 4, 7 minus the 1 for creek is a +6. Okay, so let's do the roll on a +6 attack. As always, rebels first, federals second. Here we go. It's a 5-4. That's going to make it +7. 5, 4, +7 attack. Okay, that's not going to look good for the Federals, but let's get to the chart here. So the attacker's combat value was 18 on a +7, and they're simply an A advance. Okay, small A advance. All right, cool. And then for the Federals, a +7 and they're an 8 is 2DR. Okay, well, no. They're a 4. They're not an 8. They're a 4. It's still a 2DR, large DR. Okay, so what you have is, let's do this. So they decrease 2. Okay, and then they flip. Okay, Williams is going to get 3 fatigue hits. Okay, and he has to move back. He's disorganized, and he's going to get a route as well. He's going to get the first level route. Okay, and we'll put the route on top. Where is the route? Yeah, right there. Now they have to move 4 to 6. And okay, that pretty much ruins them as a fighting force. They got to go 4 to 6. So there's 1. It's not going to be a problem for them to retreat. 2 towards Culpeper. 3 and 4. Should they get right into Culpeper? Probably. Let's just get right into Culpeper. So that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so they retreat all the way back to Culpeper, and they got problems. Okay, so what you have here is I'm going to put victory points. Give the Union 2 victory point. Rebels 2 victory points. Yeah, all right. There you go. 2 victory points for the Union. And they do get to advance. Somebody gets to advance into the hex, and that will be Jackson. That's going to be AP Hill is going to move into that hex. So now the turn is not over because they did activate Ewell. Okay, so Ewell is also activated, and he gets to move right now. Trying to think. It would cost. Okay, Ewell's going to move. He gets to move 8, by the way. Um, Hold on a second. I'm just looking. I'm looking at some information right now. 1. Jackson actually was right here. He moved down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He should have 1 point left. There's his advance, and I believe he has 1 point left. Indeed, he does. I think he's going to move up. Let's review. He was right there. He had 8 points of movement. To move there was 2, 3, and then he attacked with 4 for a prepared attack. There's his advance, and he still gets to use his last point, which is right there. Okay, so there's Jackson's move right there. Now, again, back to Ewell. He has 8 points to use. Would he attack Augur? Let's think about it. He could do a prepared on Augur. And no, Augur has too much artillery. Definitely not. All right, here he goes. He's just going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's review. He was right there, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Ewell moves up right there. Probably a good spot for him. Okay, that is it. That's their movement. They beat Williams down, and he had to go hide in Culpeper. So initiative die roll. Here we go. It's 6-4. Rebels again. So the Rebels are going to take a little breather up here, and they're going to do something about this character right here. They're going to activate. They're going to activate Greg. Greg's going to activate. Fatigue marker. Here's his roll. 1 die plus 1. He gets a 4. 1 plus 1 to move out of a Zoc. 2. No, so that's 3 right there for him to do that. Initiative die roll. Rebels again. Lawton. Lawton's going to activate. Fatigue marker. And here's his roll. He gets the big 6. Uh-oh. He goes right there. That gives him 5 points left. He's going to attack Bayard. Okay, he's going to attack Bayard. Bayard actually could have done a cavalry retreat. Let's go back. Let's go back because Bayard could have done a cavalry retreat. I'm going to cancel that activation. Okay, we're going to go back because the fact of the matter is that Oh man, previous level. Actually, we're going to delete that. We're just going to skip that whole Lawton activation because at the moment Greg moved next to Bayard, he could have done a cavalry retreat. And I, if Bayard does a cavalry retreat, we didn't even look at it, so we're looking at it now. Bayard, what are you going to do? Okay, you can do a cavalry retreat. The fact of the matter is that if he moves here, he's a dead man. If he moves here, he's a dead man because he's moving into a zone of control here and here without the benefit of a road. He would lose a point. And I don't believe he can cross this river without a ford. Or if he goes here, I guess he could actually do that. He could actually well, he could go there. He could do that. He could do that, go that route. All right. So Bayard will cav retreat. Let's bring up the cav retreat. Cav retreat priorities for cav retreat. Okay, so he's going to lose his breastworks because he will cav retreat because at this point, what's his face? Greg had 1 point left. So he loses his breastworks. He has to roll. Here's his roll. He rolls a 4, which does kill the last point of Greg. Greg has no more movement now. So he goes to disorganized. He gets a fatigue, and now he's going to do this. Retreat follows a road in a hex more distant. Nope. Number 2, does not follow a road. Nope, he's not going to do that. Retreat is not into a hex more distant. And is not an enemy. No, he's got to go to 4. Retreat is in an enemy Zoc, but not an enemy. Retreat is into a hex more distant. No, he's got to go to the second 4 category. Retreat is into an enemy Zoc, but not an enemy occupied hex. Retreat is not into a hex more distant. Okay, the second 4. So the bottom line is it doesn't matter whether he's on a road, he loses. He loses. Wow, that guy's dead. All right, so you made your bed. You're actually dead. So you picked the cavalry retreat. You're dying here. So the second priority, number 4, and it doesn't matter. He's dead. So that's actually going to give the rebels another victory point. Let's go to victory points. And that gives them 3 victory points. Okay, they mistakenly did a cavalry retreat and it didn't work out and they're dead. So that's how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move Lawton anyway because I said I'd move him. So here's his fatigue. Well, actually, we're going to roll it over again. We're just going to roll the initiative die roll over again. It's 4-3. Since the unit is no longer there, the rebels can choose another path here. They won the well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and move Lawton anyway. Let's activate Lawton. Here's his fatigue. What is this? What is that? Delete that. He's a 4. Okay, so we put his fatigue on Lawton. And here's his movement. He gets a 4 plus 1's 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, he's going to stop right there. So actually, 1, 2, 3. He has 1 point left. Buford can elect to cav retreat. Buford is not going to cav retreat, and so Lawton is not going to fight him because it would be a hasty attack -1 plus 2 for the river. That makes no sense. Okay, so he's not going to attack, and that's it. Initiative die roll. Rebels again, 5-2. Wow. Okay, well the rebels are going to activate Robinson. Fatigue marker on him. He gets 2 die plus 1. Oh, that's only 3 plus 1's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. Initiative die roll. 6, 5. Rebels again. So the rebels could use the break to see what the Union's going to do. They're thinking about passing. However, they could go after Augur. They could go after Augur. Robinson is a 3. They could go after Augur. Wow. Interesting. I'm contemplating that right now, and I'm actually thinking about doing that. Okay, so here's what they're going to do. Here's what they're going to do. They are going to go after Augur. It's Jackson's going to do a core march, but not with Ewell. So it's just AP Hill and Winder. Okay, so it's just the two of them, not Ewell. So here is their roll. 1 die plus 2. Oh man, they only get a 3. That's a bummer. 1, 2, 3. Ouch, babe. Ouch, 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 ouch. Well, if I move Winder 1, 2, 3 right there. Jackson is going to go right here, 1, and do a prepared on Augur. A prepared attack. No, I'm sorry, not a prepared, a normal attack, because he's got 2 points left. So if he does a normal, they have a +2 for flank. Let me check out, before I declare that, I want to look at something. A 0 for artillery, what would that be? Combat chart, artillery is 0 on clear. It's a -2. Wow. They're actually not going to fight this. Okay, they're not going to fight this. They're not going to fight. They just moved in position. They're not going to fight. Wow, that crappy roll of a 1 may have saved Augur's hide here. It would be a plus. It would be a +2. Plus, they would get a 1 for. It would be a +3 attack. A +3 attack, but the damn artillery is they're not gonna attack. They're not gonna attack. Initiative, no attack. They just stop right there. Initiative die roll. Don't let the rebels win this. 4-2. Rebels win this one. Oh man. Okay. Wowzers. All right. We activate Robertson, next level. He goes to 2. Here's his roll, 2 die plus 1. He gets a 6 plus 1 is a 7. And he's going to move right there. Okay, so now with that makes Augur completely surrounded in a flank. Again, initiative die roll. Here we go. 1-3 Union. Okay, so Augur, what can you do? What can you do to get out of that, Augur? Augur, you've got to get out of there. They are setting you up, my man. You need to get out of there. Well, Augur is going to, the only thing that he can really do is activate. He is going to activate, place fatigue marker, and he's going to go to 1, and he is going to, here's his movement, 1 die. He gets a 1. It doesn't matter. You can move at least 1 hex. He moves right there on a road, and because it's on a road, he's not going to take a hit. So he kind of gets out of it right there. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Initiative die roll. The Union again. Okay. So what does Augur want to do? He's going to keep going to get out. Augur's going to go to fatigue level 2. And he's going to roll the die. Here he goes. Where is his, oh, that's right. Banks got beat down. 1, 2, 3. They're not in command radius. All right. So here's his roll. He rolls a 6. So, okay. So that's 2, gets him out of there right there. 1, or actually, I stand corrected. That is not correct. 3 to go to that hex because there's no road. Plus 1 for leaving his other creatures is 4. He's got 2 points left. What are you going to do, Augur? He's going to go up here 1 more point. Just 1 more pointer right there. All right. Okay, initiative die roll. 5-2 rebels. Now, the rebels have to ask themselves, it didn't work out, the attack on Augur, or we were setting it up. It didn't really work out. Now, the question is, if Jackson's Corps goes to fatigue level 3, they're going to have a problem. So they're going to try not to do that because they'll be exhausted next turn. And I totally get that. So we're going to try to leave them at Fat 2 right there. Who's this down here? Oh, this is Winder. So who the hell? That's Robinson. And okay, so all of Jackson's Corps here, here, and here are on Fat 2. They really don't want to go to 3 because they'll be exhausted. There's Robinson. They might start passing. And here are these 2 guys right here. They're in their box. If they go to this 24 hex, they have to stop. So there's no sense of even having them move anymore. So I believe the rebels are going to pass here, and we're going to see a lot of Union movement. So the Union, they pass over to the Union, the initiative, and wow, so how can the Union respond? Okay. Well, all right, I see what they want to do. They want to take a moment, and who is this out here? The main. So you got 2 cavalry units up front. Both of them have been hit once, disorganized. You have this corps over here. It's the 1st Corps. We need to get the 1st Corps down into some sort of position. And let's activate. Then they can all be activated by Siegel. So let's put a flanks refused. No, not a flanks refuse, a fatigue, and get them down there where they can do some fatigue marker. And there's a fatigue marker. Okay, and now their movement is going to be 1 die plus 1. Get a 4, so it's a 5. They get to move 5 hexes. All right, so what do we got? We got a 6 and we got a 7 coming down the pike. So this 4 is going to go right there. All right. The 6 is coming down the pike. He gets 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he'll just go right there. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, right there. This guy's going to come down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this guy's coming down 5. He's going to write down the pike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, excelente. All right, initiative die roll. Rebels win the tie. They pass. They're going to pass. This guy really wants to move over to the other side of Culpeper, but he's a fatigue 2. He doesn't want to go to 3 and start taking. He doesn't want to get disorganized, so he's just going to stay there. So Ricketts is going to come out. That's what we're going to do. We're going to bring Ricketts out. Okay, can Ricketts do anything offensively? Ricketts, can you do anything offensively? You're an 18. How much artillery do you have, Ricketts? You have a 3. Okay, and Ricketts is only a 2. So let's bring Ricketts out. Okay, let's just bring him out of the stack. And he is a 1. All right, and everybody else in the stack belongs there. All right, so Ricketts, before we move, let's do your movement roll. Let's activate you to 2, first of all. Next level, here's his movement. He gets a 4. Okay, so Ricketts, remember, he's in Culpeper. We're going to try to do something with him. We don't want to put him in jeopardy. Let's just move Ricketts down here. There's 1. Okay, Ricketts is sitting in front of Culpeper. All right, excellent. He's just going to go the 1 right there. Is he still on? Yeah, and he's still on clear terrain. Okay, cool, good enough. Initiative die roll. It's 3-2 rebels. They're not going to do anything. They're thinking about moving Winder up. If Winder could be exhausted, let's activate Winder by himself. 1, 2, 3. They don't need to move Jackson. Okay, they're gonna move. They're gonna take Winder to 3. Now let's do one. Okay, so Winder may be the first unit in this whole battle that has gone to fatigue 3 based on movement. So what's gonna happen with Winder is he has to roll an EM, the extended march roll, and in his particular case, as long as he doesn't roll a 6, he's fine. So here's his EM roll. He rolls a 2, he's fine, no damage. Here's his movement roll. It's 1 die plus 1. Oh, he gets a 6, which is a 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got a 7, so he moves up to Rhode Island and he says, "Hey, I'm going to do a normal attack." He's got 3 hexes, 3 left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 points left. And Rhode Island Cavalry says, "Forget that. I'm getting the hell out of here," because he's already disorganized. So he's going to roll. Here's his roll. He rolls a 6. Okay, so he rolls a 6. Now, his deal is he rolls a 6, but he's a very small, so he loses 4. So that's actually takes, it leaves him with 2 points, and he's going to take 1 of Winder's movement points away. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he had like 7, so he has 2 points left. Winder has. Now, Rhode Island he can't disorganize anymore. He takes a fatigue, and he's got to go 4 to 6. That's not going to be a problem. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. over to there. He's going to stop right there. Okay, so Winder has 2 points left, and one other thing that he's done for himself to clear him out of there, he is now going to be exhausted next turn. Winder. He does have 2 points left, and he's going to stop right there. So I don't know if it was worth it to get Rhode Island out of there. But he's going to, that's cost him an exhaustion next turn. So anyway, initiative die roll. 4-4 ties go to the Rebels. Rebels are definitely going to pass. They're passing. Okay, they're passing. Then Buford. Buford's going to activate. Buford, fatigue marker. I think Buford's got a hint that these guys can't move. So Buford's going to roll 2 dice. 4-2 is a 6. 2. 1 for leaving zone of control. 3. Actually, he's going to go right there. 3, 4, 5, 6. He stops right there. Okay, good. That's actually a good move to go right there. Initiative die roll. 6-5. Rebels win it again. They're passing off to the Union, and the Union is going to. They're going to activate some folks. Where is Siegel? Siegel is up right here. Okay. So, all right. What to do with these guys? They're just going to. Okay, Siegel is again, right? 1, 2, 3. Everybody's in radius, command radius. All right, so he's going to activate. He's going to activate. He's going to activate. Next level. It's going to be 1 die plus 1. Wow, they only get the 1. So this guy can move 2. That's basically where he wanted to go right there. These guys can move 2. Okay, the 7 is going to move, well, 1 hex. You can move on top of your buddy. It's not going to be a problem. Yeah. And this guy is going to go right here and stop. All right, excellent. So that's their turn. So we might be done with turn 2 coming up. All right, initiative die roll. Rebels win it again. So what does Ricketts want to do anything? Oh, so they did pass to the Union. The Union is actually going to activate these 2 guys. Well, maybe not both of them. They're going to activate just this guy right here. Okay, Siegel, here's what they're going to do. They're going to transfer Siegel over. He's going to transfer to this guy, okay? And he's going to activate his buddy right here, who's going to go to fatigue 3. Not the bottom units that on the bottom of the stack. No, just Siegel. The Siegel's, what is it, Schneck is activating. Now, the problem is they've gone to fatigue level 3, and we need to go to the extended march table, and this does get confusing for the Union to figure out whether they're in, wait a minute, movement. Okay, there it is. And you got to move the thing over right here. I know you folks can't see this at home. Extended march. So now I got to read this. This is the Army of Virginia. What they're, okay, so this is Stonewall Jackson's Way. It's too damn hard to figure this out. Union Army modifiers. So they're going to be at least a +1. If march is made by a unit not belonging to the Army of the Potomac, and I believe, where's Pope, right? Where's Pope in all this? Pope is Army of Virginia. I want to say if it's not made by if it's not the Union unit belonging to the Army of Virginia, SJW, okay, it's a +2. All right, I want to say that their thing is a +2. Okay, it's somewhat confusing, but that's what I'm thinking. So it's extended march for Shank or whatever. Here's a +2 to his roll. Okay, here we go. He rolls a 5, so it's a 7. Ugh. He's not disorganized. Organized. So he goes to disorganize. If he's in organized, he goes to disorganized. Okay, that's the only thing. So he does go to disorganized. Flip. So his manpower is a 7. Now let's do his movement. His movement is a 6. Okay. So he's simply going to right here, 1 hex. That's cost him 1. He's got 5 left. All right, Siegel's right there. So, okay, he's got 5 left. I'm going to notate that right there. Okay, so it's initiative die roll. There we go. 5-3, Rebels. What are you going to do, Rebels? You can see that they're trying to set up Winder for an attack. They're trying to set him up for an attack. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to move Ewell up? Are you got to basically you can thwart this attack, but you got to move this guy to one of these guys to fatigue 3. We're not going to do it. We're going to pass. I don't want to move Winder out of there. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Okay, we're going to pass to the Union this one time. Okay, so the Union, they're going to, we want them to activate Ricketts. I don't want to move Winder out. I want him to activate Ricketts, which Ricketts goes to 3. So he's going to be a +2. Here's his EM roll, +2. He rolls a 1, so he's actually good. So Ricketts is not disorganized. He's looking for a roll. Here's his movement roll. He gets the big 6. Wow, what to do? Well, if he goes there, he can go right there, and that would be 4. Here's what he's going to do. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a 1 plus a 3, and that's 4, and he's got 2 points left to do a normal attack. So in effect, the Confederacy, the rebels gambled and they lost. Number one, they chose not to activate Winder to fatigue 4 and move him out of there. They chose not to do that. And Ricketts, they figured Ricketts would get a disorganized because he was a +2. Did not happen. And they figured he wouldn't get enough movement points. And he did get enough movement points. So here's what we got right here. Let me look at one chart first before I start doing things. As far as the flanking situation, this flank looks like a 3 to me. It looks like a 3. They've got every hex covered, but there is a friendly unit adjacent to the defender. So it looks like a 3. So let's get out the pen and paper here. And we've got the Union and we've got the Rebs. Okay, let's figure this out. So it's going to be a +3 flank. The rebels gambled and they lost, but let's see what happens in the battle. Okay, so what they have right here, now this is on rolling terrain, and Ricketts is an 18, Winder's an 8. That's a 2-to-1. It's +1 ratio. Okay. Ricketts is a 2. Winder is a 3. Wow, they get a +1 tack. Okay, a +1 tactical, and it's a normal attack. I'm going to write down normal. Okay, normal. Okay, a normal attack. And so they got the flank ratio. Let's do artillery. Ricketts is attacking with a 3. Winder has a 2, so it's a +1 in rolling. What is that going to be? +1 in rolling. There's rolling plus a +1 is it's a +1 is a -1. So they get a +1 for art. Okay. So what we have, let me look at all the other modifiers here before I start wrapping this up. Artillery modifiers, that's 1 to the rebels. Defenders, flanks, refuse. Assault, no. Ratio, +1 for the Union. Tactical, +1 for the rebels. And a flank is a big 3. And it's a normal attack. So what we have here is a +2 for the Union. Okay, well, it's not all that great, but we'll see what happens. +2 for the Union. Now, remember when I roll this, the rebels are the first number, the Federals are the second. Here's your +2 attack. 6-5. That brings it down to a +1. Okay, so the rebels are going to be all right on this, I think. Let's see what happens. So the attackers Ricketts, and he's an 18, and they attacked at a +1. So at a +1, it's a 1D for the Union. 1D, and then Winder is an 8 on a +1. He's only a D. He's only disorganized. Wow. So they both get disorganized. Nobody retreats, and but the Federals lose 1. Interesting. Okay. So the Federals lose 1. Ricketts goes down to 17. He's disorganized. Flip him. With the disorganization comes fatigue loss, 3 of them. He goes to 4, next level. And so he goes to disorganize, he loses 1, and there's no retreat. Now Winder, disorganized, he goes to fatigue 4, and he has to flip to disorganize. There's no retreats or anything. Interesting. And we got to check victory points. Victory points moves up to 4 victory points. Okay, so folks, this video is up to 53 minutes already. Wow, that's amazing. So that attack is concluded. Initiative die roll, 5-2. The rebels win it. The rebels are not going to move. They're passing to the Union. The Union is going to, I think they're going to lick their wounds and pass as well. So that brings about the end of turn 2. I'm going to hit recovery. Might take a second. No, it actually came right up. All right, so I hit recovery. It recovers many things that it does. It recovers, but it also, if you notice, Crawford, this is why I don't move Crawford. Crawford has just went over to ×2 breastworks, so he's now worth an 8. That's why I don't move him out of Culpeper. All right, so in turn 3, he's just doubled his value. So that's what you can see. The guys that were fatigue 4 lost 3 fatigues. They're fatigue 1. They're both going to be exhausted, and basically everybody's going to start fresh in the next turn, except for those 2 guys and the guys that went into Culpeper that retreated there. They got the hell beat out of them. The rebels have 4 victory points, but it really doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is who owns Culpeper at the end of the next turn. So in that one picture, you basically see everybody except for the 2 guys that are inexplicably have to stay in that corner. So they stay there, they're out of the picture, and this is what you're going to have for turn 3. You have Robertson is fresh, AP Hill is fresh, Ewell is fresh. Basically, the Union is fresh, except for that unit that's in Culpeper. These two guys are exhausted and they're at fatigue 1. The thing is that excuse me, Ricketts is way out of position right here. He is way out of position. He is it's kind of good because it's throwing a monkey wrench into the rebels' plans to assault Culpeper, but Ricketts, he better watch himself. They better hope if he gets the initiative right out of the gate, he might want to get out of there. So anyways, I got to wrap this up. This is going to take forever to upload this, and I'm having a great time playing this. I can't wait for turn 3 and to see the Confederate assault on Culpeper, if one actually does take place. The Union's got a lot of forces here, a lot of forces. The rebels should have killed probably twice as many people as they have, but we'll see what happens in turn 3. I'm John. I'm out of here. You guys have a great day. Till next time. Bye-bye.